So since 2020, I've been collecting these cabinets and building out my home arcade. And with that being said, I've also traded some, got rid of some, and what I currently have are kind of the standard ones that I just typically play in general. So in other words, I've held on to some of like the units that I believe to be the best units that Arcade1up's produced. Now, what I wanted to go over in this video is my top 3, and I think actually some of them might surprise some of you guys who've been doing this for a while. But for me, I wanted to go over really my criteria for this list of my top 3 was what are the most played units. So the most played units that I have, what are the ones that I think look the most appealing and also play the best. And so this video, I'm going to be going over my top 3 units. And this isn't just limited to the 3/4 scale cabinets, but basically my top 3 most played Arcade1up products that I currently own. So watch the video to kind of see exactly what it is that I got going on that might be different than what you guys might agree with. And if that's the case, definitely throw that in the comments because I love to hear your guys' opinions as well in this community. So the first on my list is actually the Marvel Superheroes cabinet. One of the reasons I've held on to this unit for so long and the reason I like it so much is I absolutely love the way this unit looks. If you look at the artwork, you look at all of the different comic book themed elements to this unit, I personally believe this is one of the nicest looking units that Arcade1up has produced. Not to mention, I know that there's actual better versions of this unit that have a light up marquee, but this unit in particular, even just for the stock controls, it plays really well. It feels solid overall, as well as the game selection itself I think is fantastic. So in particular, the one game I want to highlight is the Punisher. This is probably a game that gets the most play in my arcade when I have people who come over, such as friends, family, even my nieces and nephews. This is a game that people tend to gravitate towards too, and for good reason. As far as beat-em-ups go, this is probably one of the best beat-em-ups that Capcom has ever made, and as a result, this is why this unit itself is a staple of my home arcade. The next unit on my list actually isn't a full-size arcade cabinet. It's one of my partycade units, and this was something that I purchased on a whim purely because of the price point. I believe I spent about $200, $230 when I got it. And when I received this unit, I was thoroughly impressed. For the amount that I spent, you not only have an amazing looking partycade unit, it also controls and feels really, really good. You can actually watch my review if you want to go more in depth into this, but I really like how this unit controlled and how it felt itself. I also thought that the game selection itself was fantastic. So you had some very, very phenomenal games with the one that I really want to highlight that probably gets the most play on this unit, and that's Puzzle Fighter. This is a game that this unit itself, that was well worth the cost that I spent on this just to play that. And the way I have this set up, this unit gets constant play purely for that game alone. Now, my number 1 unit on my list is actually my X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabinet. This unit itself, I actually got this for a very, very good deal through a Kijiji ad, believe it or not. And this unit, when I first saw it in person, I don't think the pictures did it justice. I thought this unit looked fantastic. Not to mention the couple little extras they added, like the light up marquee built in as a standard for this unit. I thought overall the aesthetic of this unit, second to the Marvel unit, looked incredible. Not to mention, I felt like the buttons on this unit as well as the joystick controlled and handled way better than previous Arcade1up units that I had played on. Not to mention that the game selection on this, well, there is a bit of overlap between my Marvel Superheroes and this one. I thought this had some of the best game selection of an Arcade1up unit. Not to mention, Marvel vs. Capcom itself was my main draw to getting this unit, but being able to play it online and play it online as well as it performs on there, this unit to me is a must-have. Now that's for me. I know that there's some newer versions of this like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I know the online isn't working, so to me, If you're looking to just get into that experience and play these online and really see how these Arcade1up units perform, this to me is probably one of the most well-rounded, best built units from 1UP. So for me, this is a staple to my home arcade. Now, to finish this off, I actually wanted to give an honorable mention to a more recent unit that I picked up, and that's my Mortal Kombat 2 unit. Now, I want to add a little asterisk here, and that's why I didn't make my top 3, but recent times, this unit's been getting an insane amount of play in my home arcade. The only issue that I had with it was the way the screen's designed and the height of it didn't work. So I actually recently ordered a riser booster for this. Once I added that, this unit right now is probably getting the most play in my home arcade for the less than a month or so that I've owned it. And I just want to give it a quick honorable mention because overall this is a very well-rounded unit, but there's that asterisk there, and that really has to do with the riser booster. With that, it's near perfect to me as far as I'm concerned. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 units. And if you have any that you think are even better than this or that you prefer over these ones, put that in the comments. And if you can as well, please subscribe and like this video. I really do appreciate the support that I'm getting so far. Thank you for watching.